All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today, and if you enjoyed clicking on this video or were curious what this video is about, my name is Chris. I do Flyers content here on YouTube, from game reviews to discussion videos, the live podcast that I do, all of that stuff. If you enjoyed this type of content or are enjoying this video right now, hit that subscribe button down below for more of this stuff. But let's get into the video. So, a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today, and I was looking at some things earlier, just stats and all that stuff, and looking at some old Flyers things. And one thing I really noticed was Noah Cates, points wise, and it's a little bit off, but I'll get into my reasonings on this. I kind of feel like Cates is turning into a young Sean Couturier. I think there's certain things that Cates does that at his age and for the Flyers as a team are really impressive. This season for Cates at 23 years old, he's got 51 games played, 8 goals, 14 assists for 22 points, 4 penalty minutes, and he's a +5. His birthday's coming up in about a week, so he'll be turning 24 this season, mid-season. But overall, he really looks like a young Couturier. Obviously Couturier injured right now for the Flyers, and he'd be a very key component to what the Flyers are trying to build here. I think they'd be a much better team if they had Coots. Unfortunately, with the injury and everything, they don't. And it's a big what if on that whole situation, but that's different than what I want to talk about today. Couturier, at the same age as Cates in 2015-16 at 23 years old, Coots was injured a little bit that season too, but in 63 games played, he had 39 points, 11 goals, 28 assists. And, for a full season, through 80 games, you're probably looking at like maybe 55, 60 points if he goes at that pace. The Flyers weren't that great of a team that year too. So all of that kind of plays into it on points and everything like that. But for Coots, he was also a 48.6% on the faceoff. Now, Cates for this season is running around like a 39%. That's one area that not just Cates, but as the team can get better for the Flyers. Since Giroux's departure, Couturier being hurt, you took Hayes out of the faceoff circle, and he's been on the wing for a good chunk of this season already. There's different areas to why the faceoffs are lower and the Flyers aren't winning as many. For Cates, the offense seems to be coming, and the last 2 games he's got 2 goals, scored in Minnesota in his hometown, and then added one in Winnipeg on the power play. He's played power play. He's obviously been playing penalty kill, and the penalty kill has been good for the most part. Couturier is kind of the same thing. You can rely on him really in any sense. He's the main reason why Coots is so valuable too is he can do it on both ends of the ice. Cates obviously doesn't have that offensive game yet, but it'll come. It took Couturier a while too. For Couturier, it took him until he was 25 to get over 50 points in the season. Now, if he wasn't hurt in some of those years, you don't know. But again, that's a what-if scenario. But if you're just looking at this, right, for a couple years before, Couturier in 2015-16 at the same age, he had already played 77 games in 2011-12, 46 in 12-13, which was a 48-game season, 82 in 13-14, and 82 in 14-15. So basically, he really only missed 7 games for the first 4 years of his career. So he obviously had more of a gap, right? Because he played, and the Flyers were better at that time, and he was able to put up more points. But if you're looking at just the first handful of years, Cates last year with the Flyers in the 16 games, he had 9 points, 5 goals, 4 assists. 4 penalty minutes, he was a +4. He's only taken 4 penalties in 67 total games. It's pretty valuable, and there's a lot of things that he's good at defensively. He's always in position. He's right there. Like, there aren't many plays that I notice where he's on the ice where he gets burnt, or like he's been able to create plays off the forecheck. We've seen it turn into goals, and just overall defensively, he's always there. He's really good along the wall. Coach John Tortorella's talked about that. I've even noticed it. He's very good along the wall, wins a lot of puck battles. There's just little things that he does that not many guys at his age know. And for the way that hockey's changing, and like everybody is so focused on offense, and the league is scoring, and speed. Like, it's good to have guys like that. And Cates is one that, for a 5th-round pick that the Flyers got in the 2017 draft, it's really seemed to be working out so far. He's very valuable. Torts likes him, and again, I think the offense will come. I don't think he'll always be around like a 30 to 40 point player. I think if you give him a chance to kind of grow and it was similar to Couturier in a little bit because, Coots, once you put him with Voracek and Giroux, that was the year he exploded. And for Cates, he's played most of the season with Farabee and Konechny. It's changed, right? And it's obviously a whole different situation. And I'm not trying to compare it that way. I think just the way that that the two of them play, and overall, the only thing that really again can get better is the face-offs, and I mentioned that. And for what Cates brings, I think he's very valuable to the team. I think there's a lot of things that they can kind of build on with this. And again, I just look at it as like another step in the right direction because you're trying to find the guys that fit and the guys that you want to build around. And Cates seems to like to be one of them. But let me know your guys' thoughts below on this comparison here for Cates and Couturier. Curious what everybody thinks. Again, stay tuned for some more videos coming up this week. And remember to check out the recent podcast with Craig Berube and Nick McElwain, episode 23 of FFM 93 Live. Check that out on the live section of the channel. Again, remember to hit that subscribe button down below. Again, we got the watch party coming up. We got a bunch of them coming. The next closest one is February 11th. Flyers are taking on the Predators at Wells Fargo Center. It's going to be a good one. Thanks, everybody, so much for all the support, and I will talk to you all again soon.